Hi Flosstube, it's Janet with Janet Jabber. I'm coming at you with episode 291. If you're new to my channel, this channel about cross stitch, so I hope you like what you see. Please subscribe, comment, do the YouTube things. And if you're a returning friend, thank you so much for coming back to see what I have this week. I actually have very little stitching. I mean, I feel like I got a lot in my stitching, but very little stitching. So I hope you had a good Easter week if that is something that you celebrate. If not, I hope you had good weather and we're able to enjoy the sunshine. That it is definitely peeking out around here and definitely lifting spirits. So it was a good weekend. I felt very busy and short, but good weekend. So but we'll get into some of the technical things around here and then get into the stitching. So as a reminder, in my description box below, you will find a Happy Mail form. In that link, you will be able to fill out your address and stuff. That is what I use to send out Happy Mail. I enjoy sending that out greatly. It's just little cards that thank you for watching my channel. And if you would like to receive something nice in the mail, that's where you put your information and I just randomly pull. So with that, I also do something regularly on here, and that is my featured friend. And this time it is Tiffany, and she has some Nora Corbetts to share, and I am excited. This fabric on these are gorgeous. So let's share them here. Her first one that she has is Electric by Nora Corbett. It's an unnamed 32 count by Volcano stitched fabric, and it is a gorgeous piece. I love the color variation of that fabric. And her next one is a Honolulu Dancer by Nora Corbett also. It is also a 32 count. It is called Fruit Salad by Fabrics by Bestitch Me. Again, a very fun stitched fabric. The frames on both of these are gorgeous. And thank you very much for sharing those, Tiffany. If you would like to have a piece of your stitching shared here, please send that to me at janetjabber@gmail.com. I have a few more in the queue. That was sent to me in March. So I just have a few more in the way, and they can be fully finished or finished just stitching. And I just love to share them on here. We get lots of feedback. So it's fun to see different various. I loved your choice of your fabric, Tiffany, and I'm always scared to step out of the box, but that's very encouraging. And I love your frames that you picked. So thank you very much for sharing those. With that, my cat, like always, is trying to wrestle my tripod because I don't know, it's a stinker, like we all know. I have one finish and then about 5 pieces to share with you. So we're going to get into that and we'll show you what I got. So if you recall that I am stitching the Mini Villages by Country Cottage Needleworks, but I am only stitching half. So this is what the April one looks like, but I am only stitching half of it. And what I have for it is, sorry, gotta hold my tripod because the cat is attacking it. This is what I have for it. I love how this looks. It is on like a 32 count flat Belfast flax. And I love how it turns out, and it's going to be a cute, just like when I get them all finished, then I'll figure out how I'm going to display it. This is definitely one that I don't know what I'm doing with as far as stitching. He has decided to stop attacking the tripod and now sitting up here. This is like a weekly thing. I feel like I probably need to sit in here and hang with him. He stays in a room by himself-ish. I mean, he can see us and he can come out on his own free will, but one of the dogs likes to, him and one of the dogs doesn't get along so well. All right, my next piece that I show you every single week is my Queen of Freedom. She is coming along gorgeously, and it is amazing how this last color is, was not last, but this last section, how it's really starting to pop the bottom of the skirt. So this is what she looks like in full. And what I'm talking about is I have been in the bottom down here. Well, let me do this again. Let me show you in full, and then I'll go in. So in full, she's so good. She is so good. And then what I mean is down here. So I've been plugging away down here in the white, and it's kind of just like you can't really tell, but I am bringing in this color here, and yeah, so filling in some of this whimsical. So I got some stuff in here and just filling in. these lines here, you can see I'm filling in right there. So coming along, getting really close to finishing the stitching on that, I have a feeling. And then it will be time for Kreinik and beads. There is still Kreinik to do, so that's what I do next, is Kreinik and then beads. My next piece that, if you've been with me, I am doing these all year long and I'm super excited. So I love to have a seasonal stitch. And my seasonal stitch is Sampler Season Spring. I am doing the Colores. I picked 4,500 Colores. I need to keep this out when I talk about this every time and I keep forgetting. So this is the color and it lets me, these are the 4 colors that are with it. My hot mess of threads. And this is where I'm at. This is the whole piece in my Nerge hoop. So I did the border here in the Colores. Each one, like the vine is one color, the threads are one colors, the flowers are one color, and then I'm just pulling. So, and I'm plugging away at it. Oh, it looks like I got something on it. Hopefully that gets filled in. If not. So there is where I'm at on that. The next thing that I have is Maps of Hawk Run Hollow Reimagined. So I had my hawk completely done and then I'm smashing over and I am loving this. So this week is super crazy at work and I know that, so I'm working on just filling instead of creativity. But since I've seen you last, I put these birds up here and they need to be finished because just the bodies of them are in, not the eyes and some of the flare on the tails. I finished out this log cabin and then I just put a section of the river in. I feel like that's what I'm gonna do, is because this river has to be finished, so that's a lot of 927 stitching. So I'll be doing that and then figuring out, but I'm really inclined to close it in because I know that the river will be done, so that's full coverage. The green will be here for some grass. But I could be closing in on a finish of this, so we will see. We will see. It's feeling kind of getting close to a complete. That's how I feel on it. And then the next thing that I have is, I'm not going to promise you'll be finished this next week because I have so much going on. But I stitched on New Year's Eve Fairy, and she is down to just beading and back stitching. So I finished up all the Kreinik this week. And started beading. So I started the beading here and here, and so we'll see, but I have no idea what my stitching life is going to look like this week, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So that is my stitching for this week. No, wrongs, denied. I forgot my butterfly. I did get my 500 stitches on my butterfly Afghan, and this is where she looks. I am definitely hanging out with my butterfly Afghan, getting my 500 stitches in every weekend. It's Sundays where I'm trying to stitch on it, but I had some time on Saturday knowing Sunday was going to be busy. So I did a little bit, pretty half, like 200 on Saturday, 300 on Sunday, but I'm loving how this one's coming along and just plugging along at it. So that is my stitching for this week. So with that, I have one package that came in the mail, and that is my tiny hummingbird stitchery. I am in a fabric club for Atomic Ranch, and I got London Fog 36 count. So beautiful neutral. All fabrics are going up in price. It's just like the world that we live in right now. So I need to assess whether I'm going to continue. I'm not sure if I missed the deadline. I need to look on that, like stat. So with that, I have a couple of things to talk. So I talked about like this coming week. So this coming week, this is going to be a super short video because it is like survival mode. That's what I'm living in, survival mode. This week, production, this is like the world we live in and whatnot. So because I'm in like survival mode, I swear that's what I feel like. I don't know, like pre-election, I think that's the time frame it was, but the plant was laid off. The production was laid off because they were slowing down production because they were sending some of our product to Mexico. But now, because of the tariffs, they are bringing products back from Mexico. So because of that, they have to lay the plant off again in order to shift work around. And so when they do that, that is when I work harder. So normally my job is like, I am like a response team. When there's breakdowns, when there's jams, when there's problems with building things, I go out to fix it so we can keep building trucks. So when production is not there building trucks, my job is to like fix long-term problems that we've been band-aiding, or a project to facilitate for new development or whatnot. So I'm in survival mode this week, which like wears on me. So I am just like sometimes just so tired that's like, I'm just healing from my body. So we'll see where I get, but I do drop into double digits. That's what I keep telling everybody. I drop into double digits for counting for retirement. So hopefully this is the last one of these that they get out of me. And my partner's being really good about making sure that I'm safe and we're doing smart choices in all of our work that we do. So there is that. So that is all of my stitching in regards to that. I do want to talk about a community thought that I have. Again, this is something that I got from that post that I get from my chiropractor every once in a while. And this talks about your mental attitude in regards to, and I think it ties into community because our mental attitude affects how we function and see work as a community, if that makes sense. So it talks about a playful approach to life pays off. So it says a survey completed by 503 adults, which is not a lot of adults. Let's be real. That is not a big context. I mean, like I work with 4,000 to 4,500 people. It kind of depends. But it said it revealed that those who adopted a playful attitude toward life are better able to cope with stress and more likely to take a creative approach to solving a problem and addressing challenges. This is based on Frontiers in Psychology from February of 2025. And I think that's a very valid thing. And it's, something to think about. If we have a good, and I don't mean like that. I have a sister-in-law who had passed and she had this thing on her life. It is what it is. And I can get caught in saying that. It is what it is. But, instead of being like we went, and this is like fast forwarding a little bit and I'll touch base on it again, but we did an event for Easter this weekend that was like a dinosaurs thing. And it was kind of scary for my granddaughter. And I got silly for her and it helped her see it was fun. So, it was like, that's what I mean by like a playful approach. So kind of if we just change our mindset and the way we see things, it can help the people around us. So I don't know, something to think about. And it helps people around us. So I'm just sharing that little bit of like the wisdom, or I don't know, not wisdom, but my thought process in regards to it, and see how you think about it. So what's your takeaway in regards to that? So now in regards to my personal life, I had my grands this week. I have great pictures to show with you. So I had the grands and we were hanging out, and this is a selfie I tried to take, and sometimes taking selfies with two wild ones can be wild. So a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, getting them to look at the same time can be fun. And so I wanted to share that just because it was like a spur of the moment. We had an Easter egg hunt in the park. This is something that it's a local event. So I took a picture of the kids all lined up with their mom and dad before we launched into the Easter egg hunt. It's not really an Easter egg hunt in my opinion. They like throw eggs all in a field and then they section them off into age groups and then they just go out and get them. But in some of the eggs are prizes, and there's like numbers, and then you go up and get them. And my grandkids got 3 prizes, and it was nothing big. It was ring pops, like the candy ring pops that you can get. Well, one of their second cousins got nothing, and he was sad. And I know we live in a reality where like people think everyone needs to get a prize, but that wasn't the case. I mean, it kind of was, but it wasn't. But in reality, like my grandkids are 2 and 1, and did they need 3 packages of those? No, but I didn't say nothing. It was not my place. My children, Colton and Lizzie, I do consider Colton my child. I silently made eye contact. I don't know what transpired between the 2 of them, but they literally reached down and grabbed that 3rd one that they didn't need and handed it to the little boy. And he's like just about ready to go into kindergarten. He's not there yet, but just about, probably next year would be my guess. And because it's the other side of the family, it's not my second cousin, but he's a sweet boy. And his little eyes just lit up. And I understand not everybody gets a prize, but it was Ring Pops. It was nothing. It was not that deep, but what a great memory and thing for him to make with Lizzie and Colton. And I had that moment of realizing, like, I've always taught my daughter to do good, and it was a proud mama moment. I even told them that when we were walking back, because we walked over to this event. So I was like, it was such a proud mama moment for me. So, all right. So I shared that picture of the Easter egg hunt. And then I have these Easter pajama pictures. I had got these matching pajama pictures of the grandkids, and I just love it. Little Easter bunnies on them. Look at their smiles. You could just like pinch them. They're so cute. And then last but not least, I mentioned we did not do an Easter dinner. The kids were going to Colton's side of the family to do Easter dinner, and basically this little event was coming into a town near us. It was called Cookies and Dinosaurs, which it was tractor trailers that had like this display of dinosaurs. It was a little terrifying at one point because one dinosaur has another dinosaur down on it, but so we were looking at them. I have pictures if I'm showing with you, but Jeff was taking some like live action pictures, and you can clearly see I was trying to wrangle two kids, and one of them was terrified. So, but it was cute, and Jeff's like, these are the best. He was so proud of taking those pictures. So that was my weekend in a wrap, and we're heading off to this week of survival. I have like a doctor's appointment. I missed a counseling appointment, and she was like, do you want to reschedule? I'm like, clearly not. I don't have my head on right. So counseling's out for right now. I'll get back with you once I get through this stuff at work, and I can keep my mental space in the correct way. But we are rolling into the month of May where mental health is important, and we focus on that. So, I just needed to realize, like, I clearly go to counseling to keep myself in check, but I also have to realize if I am not in the space to be taking up my appointments like I need to, then I need to take a step back and get my head right to have my appointments and to get my mind clear to where I'm doing my appointments like I'm supposed to. So, yeah, that was a disappointment for myself. I kicked myself. I was like down on myself that I missed my appointment. She was like, it's my first time, so it's okay. I don't think it was my first time. I feel like it's my second time, but I've been seeing her for a super long time. So, yeah, she understands in regards to like work and that like I get very stressed when we are working like we are. But anyway, not leaving you on a heavy note. So I hope the sunshine is doing you some good and you're getting some stitching in and life is treating you well. And yeah, what's your thoughts in regards to making life, having a playful approach to life, and anything else you want to share? Share away, people. I love your comments, and I look forward to seeing you every single week. So with that, I'm going to get out of here and let you get on to your next person. So please keep stitching, enjoy life, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye.